Hello, Tiny House people. This is Wayne of Wayne's Tiny House. We're going to go back in time for my window installations, and you'll see not all of them, but what I did in a couple instances. Can get a little boring because I tend to ramble. You know me, ramble like I'm doing right now. But in any case, I have two versions of the video. One is like an hour long, very boring to some people. And I have one that's fast forward or time lapse, what do you want to call it? You know, where I'm going real fast. Hope you enjoy them. Just oh, I can take my glasses off. I used to have this girlfriend always taking my sunglasses off because she thought I was adorable. I am adorable. Anyway, hey, and give me a thumbs up. That's cool. Subscribe. That's cool too. Bye. Okay, as my introduction said, I'm going to start putting in my windows. The first window I'm going to be putting in is the one right there. Now, when you're doing a project like this alone, there's a lot of tricks you got to come up with to assist you. Putting a window in is a two-man job. That is to say, a new construction window, because you got to have one guy on the outside pushing the window in, and you got to have a guy on the inside making sure it's square and all this other neat stuff. But what I did was, if you could take a look at this, you might be able to figure out what I'm going to be doing. I put those blocks up there, one on each side, and once I get the window in there, I'm going to put a bar across that, which is nothing but a 2x2, and that'll hold my window in. Then I'll go inside and I'll square up the window, shim it, all that neat stuff that you got to do. Now, I'm not going to bore you with the cutting of the paper. Go online and look up how to install, like I say, a Marvin window. They have a different way of cutting that paper insofar as most videos I have seen in the window installations. And it kind of makes sense what they did in that video. So that's what I'm going to do. Go to Marvin window installation, and there's like a 3 or 4 parts video series, if you want to call it that. And they show you how to install a Marvin double hung window. Now my window is an Andersen, and in this case, this window right here. But basically they're all the same. They have a flange that goes around, that goes against the wall, that you caulk and you fasten with either screws or nails. And yeah, that's it. So once I get to the point where I'm going to be shoving the window in, that's where I'll pick up the next step. But again, I'm not going to bore you with cutting the paper. You watch that video and do it yourself. In any case, my house is coming along here, and later on I'm going to give you an overview of the whole thing on the inside after I clean the damn thing out. I should be cleaning my house, let alone this thing. But in any case, talk to you guys later in the next step. Okay, this is more or less what they said to do in the video that you should have watched, but I should put a piece of tape right across here. Why, I'm not quite sure, because this flashing is underneath here, right about, I don't know, where did it go? Somewhere, right up in here. Yeah, that flashing is up into here, so there's really no need into taping that, because the water's going to shed down like that, isn't it? Now, I didn't use the Flex Seal that they had and recommended. That one looked a lot easier, but I pieced it like this so that water gets in there, it'll shed down. Maybe I should put another piece across here. I don't know. It's fine, damn it. Same way on that side. If it leaks and it rots away, by that time I'm going to be in a nursing home. Damn it. Same way with these composite shims that they show to use. They say don't use wood because the wood will soak up water. Good. Maybe I'll be old and senile and won't even remember what the hell I put in there by the time it rots. Alright, now look at, and they said to tape, cut your tie back, middle of your, he said jack stud. I think that's a king stud. Jack stud is underneath here. But anyway, doesn't matter what you call it. Tape it right there. Now, I did a real shitty job taping it here, but that's alright. because the window's going to go in and spray foam is going to go between the gap and the window. It'll be fine. So they also said to run a bead of caulking right along here. And I'm wondering why they want me to do that. And I was thinking, well, if water enters in here, it won't go into your house, and hopefully it'll drain off this way. That's the theory. And then it'll drain down here behind your siding, rock the shit out of your side. I don't know. Maybe it's, I'm using I'm sorry, cedar anyway, so whatever kind of cedar that is, clapboard, and that resists rotting anyway. And then the water will go down, shed down here. Hopefully it'll go onto the roofing I'm going to have here, which I don't have right now because I didn't want to damage it putting the window in. Even though I'm done with the roofing, I got that little piece here to do. You know, that stuff right there. Anyway, so my next step is to caulk this piece right here, put the window in, and hopefully, oh yeah, caulk that, and I got to caulk around here. All around here, they want you to caulk. Right, so I got to tape up this piece of Tyvek so I can get caulking in there, and after that, this comes down over the flange of your window. Anyways, watch the video, damn it. That'll show you. So here it is. The first window is in. I went by the directions on the how to install Marvin windows, and you know, it kind of looks nasty from here, all that tape and whatnot. But if that leaks and I get rotted wood, I'll be in a nursing home before I even know it. So I'm confident that's not going to leak anyway. Yeah, the way they put in windows these days is really, really an overkill of the way they used to do it back in 1940 or whenever they installed windows. They never had this kind of technology. I don't think they had caulking back then. They had some kind of crude caulking, but I don't know what they had back then. But some of the old houses that I've taken windows out of, very old houses, there was very little damage to the wood. There's not going to be any here. So, anyways, that's my first window, and the smallest window, which was a good window to start with. And it's going to be it's going to be fine. Now, the window really should have been lower insofar as it looking nice on the outside, but I wanted the bottom of that window a good distance off from the floor. So I had to compromise on what it was going to look like on the outside. The trim above that window may be a little funky looking when I'm done, but it's going to be what it is, that's all. I'll get creative with something to make it look good, and it'll look all right. Another thing I like to say is that when you're building a tiny house or anything like this alone, you're going to need something like that ladder right there. I bought that ladder, over 10 years ago, way before I even thought about building a tiny house. And I don't know how I would have done it without that ladder. Now, the brand name of that ladder was, I think, Gorilla Ladder. And there's other brands on the market that are basically identical to that, functionally anyways. It turns into a very large step ladder, and you can make it go straight, which would be like a 20-foot extension ladder. Yeah, I guess that's what I call it. So it's very versatile. You would have to have staging if you didn't have that ladder. Works out well. Cost about $200 way back in whenever it was, 10 years ago. And they're about the same price these days. I think they're a little bit cheaper even because there's more competition. And if you buy it specifically to build your tiny house, you got to count it towards the cost of your tiny house. I don't. I can't. I don't have to, because I bought it 10 years ago, way before I even thought about building a tiny house. So that kind of makes sense if you're following that. If you're not following it, I don't care. In any case, my first window is in. I'm happy. I'm going to go inside and have a drink. Bye. Talk to you later. Well, for my side windows, I have a particular dilemma here. Because the way the windows are designed, they're an original window. So they're mounted from the outside. Now, there is a, from the, how can I phrase this? From the exterior sheathing, the window protrudes out over an inch, which is going to give me an overall width of over 8.5 feet, which makes me not road legal to haul this without a special permit. So, what I'm going to be doing is installing this in a different method. I'm going to install this as if it were a replacement window. I'm going to insert it from the front and have the outer edge of the window flush with the sheathing. That's not quite right, but I think I can pull it off and make it watertight and it'll work just fine. So, let me see if I can explain this a little clearer for you. What's going to happen is if I mount this as a new installed window from the outside, I'm going to have an inch from the exterior sheathing out to the outermost edge, which takes me over the 8 foot 6 inch maximum width. And that means if it's over that, I'm going to have a permit to haul my tiny house over the road. I don't want to do that. That's a pain in the ass, and if you go from state to state, you're going to have a permit for each state. Now you're going cross country, it's going to be, now I'm planning to go cross country, but still, I want to make this legal just in case something crazy like that happens. Who knows? It might happen. So that's like over an inch. I'm going to make this so that this edge right here is flush with the exterior sheathing, and then I'll put my trim on top of that. I stay within my 8.5 feet. You know, everything will be cool, alright? Sure tape. I think it means sure is sticky. Or sure is sticky shit. Da 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 da. Da 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 da. Okay. One on each end. You go, something like that. Good enough. Jeez. Good enough. Right. Get out of here, fly. Yeah, I ain't gonna fucking make. Yeah, you suck. That's good. Okay. Part's done. Part. Put down the king stud. Halfway down the king stud. Do. Huh. You nailed that. Cool. There we go. have it here. Let me count the ways. Being a dick. This shirt tape is great, man. Probably get some fucking disease from biting it, but that's alright. Great stuff, man. There we go. Make sure it's tight. Oh, I love this weather. Not gonna hit. So I think you can figure out what I did here. I nailed those two 2x4s across. So when I put the window in, it doesn't go any further than those 2x4s. And looking at it from the inside, as you can see, my window will butt against those 2x4s, and the outside of the window will be flush with the outside of the sheathing. So this is one of the windows I got from Restore, Marvin Integrity. We got a card of a glare there, don't we? Anyway, Marvin Integrity window I got at Restore. Got two of this size for $90 a piece. Look, you can see me in the reflection. Look at. Oh no, yeah, never mind. Anyway, I'm gonna unwrap this sucker, see what we got here. I'm praying it's identical to the other small window I got, because that's how I framed it for my rough opening. So you may ask, how do you get a brand new window wrapped up in its stretch wrap from Restore? Well, somebody probably pre-ordered these. They came in wrong and they couldn't sell them, maybe? I don't know, but it's like freaking brand new. Brand spanking new. Never been used. So, let's get all this shit out of here. Get this shit out of here. Now, if you're installing these windows the way I'm installing them, you don't need these flanges. So these come right out. And you can trash them. And these come out this way, a little more difficult than the ones on the side. I guess. Whew. There it is. Now we got that on camera. There we go. They're gone. Let's see now. Also, I want to get my screen out of here before I damage it. Remove your screens before you put your windows in, because I mean, yeah, the glass is fragile too, but you can rip through these real easy. Get them out of your way. Let's see now. Here's the hardware. Hardware for the windows. Make sure you put those somewhere you don't lose them. If you're like me, you're gonna frickin' lose them. Alright, just lost them. Right now. Oh. We got these thingies here you gotta remove. I think you gotta open your window for that. Yeah, I'm thinking that. Oh yeah. These go in the garbage. They're no good. Oh, gee, threw them away. I could have used them for something. No, you can't. Throw them away. Okay. Wonderful. I'll also get rid of that while I'm here, huh? That's gone. There you go. Get rid of these. Throw them away. There's my window. Oh, that's a beautiful window. And now, not quite sure why. Someday I'll find out. Yeah. So, there you have it. Now, let's go over here. What I'm going to do next is put this in a dry run, so to speak. Put this sucker in and see how she fits. And these can come out too, that's right. Shit falls out of your pocket. Shit falling out of your pocket. Yep. And we're gonna get these off because you don't fucking need them. Yep. Okay. Where's your lever? Lever's here. Okay. All right. Holy shit, man! How did I do that? I'm gonna do it. This is fucking right. Jesus God, this is insane. Freaking insane. Alright, so that's going to be that way, that crank. That's a flip out that way. Okay. That's what this is going to look like. Oh, window. Window, 44 pounds. That's a lot, huh? That dirty fucking window. Alright, so dry fit's good. What I'm going to do next is, what am I going to do next? I'm going to pop these pieces off. Let's see, I'm going to pop these pieces off. Let's do that. Okay, now, before I finish installing, or I should say, before I put this window up, in here, after I put the window up, I'm going to temporarily fasten the window with this screw, right there, to the stud, so it doesn't fall out. Then I'm going to figure out my spaces, what I need on each side. But since I'm using these freaking long things here, I got a Forstner bit. Where's my Forstner bit? Oh yeah, right. I got a Forstner bit that I'm gonna kind of sink a hole in the window frame so the head of the screw is below the surface of that mounting surface of the window, because my molding is going to go over the top of where I'm going to put these screws. So, bear with me, you can see what I'm doing. Hopefully you can see what the hell I'm doing. So, window up. Oh shit, I gotta close it. Here we go. Closed, nice and closed. This up. There we go. I'm just eyeing it so that it's centered. That's all I'm doing. All I'm doing. Okay? Now, this buddy here, baby, huh? Alright. I did that. Let's see if I can trash this place, huh? Damn it, I don't have my driver. I'm an idiot. Alright, let's do this. Okay. Go for my cotton board. My hola. Shit, I don't have my fucking driver. This window fall because I don't have my fucking driver. Right. Alright, here we go again. Put your heart against the 2x4s you got on the outside. Looks okay to me. Now I know my bottom plate is level, so I'm not going to try to put a level on this because this may be a little out, but I know my bottom plate is level, so I should see that in my plate. My sill is level. And I'm just going to put the screw in enough to catch it so it doesn't fall out on the floor and smash and I ruin a perfectly good window. I don't want to do that. So, okay, so screws in there. It's not coming flying out. Now, I'm going to figure out spacers that I need. I got like a little under 1.25 inches. I'm trying to make them the same. And that, oh, wow. A little under 1.25 inches. That might be perfectly centered. So I'm going to get my table saw. I won't show that. See, it's easy shit. Get a 2x4, rip it down 1.25 inches. Slide it into there. Make sure it's snug but not too loose. A perfect fit would just slide right in, and then I can screw it into the permanent fix. So, I'm going to put you on hold. So I cut 6. Yeah, excuse me. I cut 6 blocks, 1.25 wide. They fit perfectly, 3 on each side. And put one up here. Well, perfectly. Should I say really perfectly? No, maybe not. That one fits fairly. Yeah. I'm going perfect. Let's see. 2. I put one about there. This one's a little tight, but not really. It's snug. Works good. I'm telling you, I like it. Screw it, I like it. I'm going with it. Right or not, it's a done deal. It's done. Now, so let's look at the other side. Maybe that's not so nice. No, these are very tight. Well, first, what I'm going to do is I'm going to fasten this side first. That just makes sense to me. And then I'll adjust. Get off my foot. I'll adjust all the crap later. So, first thing I have to do is put my Forstner bit in to countersink the head of the screws that I'm going to be using. I want to hit somewhere in here, somewhere like that. Yeah, something like that. Yeah, that looks good. And you gotta go for you gotta. You know, like that. Alright. This one goes right about there. Yeah, that's right. Oh, yeah, I'm liking that. And the bottom, huh? You're at the bottom. Okay. Now the drill, the clearance hole for the screw. That always works good. And I'm thinking I don't have to show you a close-up of this because if you don't know how to use these things, you shouldn't be building a tiny house or any house. Maybe a dog house. Maybe you can build a dog house, not a tiny house. These big-ass long screws. They're going to go right through the stud, actually. Make sure you're against the 2x4s, getting to the outside. That's the idea of all this. Oops, be careful, don't break your window. Come on, piece of shit. Yep, why build your own windows when you can buy them real cheap, Dan? Oh, shit. Okay, good. Oh, it's beautiful. Now on this end, might have to shave these down. Nothing's perfect, you know? Oh. No, I don't. I don't have to shave these down. I really don't. Well, this one I might. This one I have to shave down just one of those hairs. You know those hairs they talk about? That sucks. They're all the same fucking size, huh? Yeah, so the top is good. The top has good clearance. The bottom kind of sucks. Alright, I'm going to shave it down. Ah, little beauty. Put that in there. That fits beautifully. Okay. Let's see what the other one does. Might have to shave that one. No, I don't have to shave that one down. Well, maybe a little. Maybe just a little. Yeah, it's not snug, but we don't need snug. We don't need snug. How did I do the other one? It's different. No, I'll fit it in. Alright. Now, let's see. What am I going to do? Back this one out. Alright. Now, we put the other block in to do. Yeah, don't share that one down because that one is perfect mundo. Again, make sure you're tight against 2x4s on the outside. Okay, beautiful. You know what? I can fasten this one in because I got my counterbore there already. Try not to bow your window. Hope I'm recording. Am I recording? I better be recording. I'm gonna be pissed if I'm not. Alright, I want to select. Alright, the bottom. Bottom's good. Little clearance hole. Wait a minute. Alright. Stop it! Alright, now, why'd I do that? Because I didn't want to lose that block. Do. Put that screw in. Try to get the wall again. Ready for That's kind of something. Oh, this is a thing of beauty. Oh. Over here. Are you catching the close-ups? No, there's no close-ups. You those. You sucker. Is this one of those? Is this one of those? It's not one of those. It could be one of those. Yeah, that's one 2x4. Beautiful. Okay, now the proof in all of this is if when I take those 2x4s down and the window opens and closes smoothly. So I'm going to find out. Okay, I removed the 2x4s from the outside. Let's see what happens. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that. Oh, this is a thing of beauty. Alright. That's beautiful. Oh, just gotta flip the lever right there. Crank it out. Okay, that's working beautiful. Now let's do some close-up stuff here. So you know what the hell I did. So I didn't use shims because the spacing was like 1 1/4 inches, and that worked out beautiful. Right there, I put it in 3 places, 1, 2, 3. Later on, I'll put some insulation there, whether it's the spray foam, expandable stuff, or maybe I'll just tuck in some regular fiberglass, whatever insulation I have. Doesn't really matter that much. You can see where I took my Forstner bit and I just kind of sunk the hole for the head of the screw right here. Now the molding is going to go over, that's just a mark. The molding is going to go over that. You're not even going to see that. ever, 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 until you take out the molding, or off the molding, or the trim, or whatever you want to call it. And who cares? It's going to look good. Here's the other end, just like, it's kind of, the lighting's bad. So here's the other end right here, 3 blocks, the same deal. Down below, yes, you can see it's open now. When you install the regular window, the way I suppose to install this type of window, you put some caulking there. I'll put some caulking here. I'll probably put some foam right in there to take care of that gap. I couldn't do it the normal way for obvious reasons. In any case, that's how I mounted this particular window. Now let's go to the outside, and the next step's going to be the next step. Close this window. Okay. So the next step for me is to put the flashing right over on this to this, right down. I got to tuck in some insulation there. I'll probably do that before I put the flashing. And that's the next step. A thing of beauty. It's going to be about like that. I'm guessing. Don't guess. Do it. No guessing. Like a t-shirt. Just do it. Hey, that wasn't bad. So let's zoom in some more. Maybe you can see it. So you see what I'm getting at? My trim is going to go right on top of that flashing, and I should not be able to see that. Plus, I'm going to caulk the the trim. We'll be caulking the trim. So that'd be cool. Now, the next part is to put the piece of flashing on the other side. And I won't zoom in for that. You can just watch me be a fool while I'm doing it. I got paper. So what I do, because this stuff is so wide, you don't need that much to do the flashing all the way around the window. So I just cut my length. Like for instance, this top piece is that length. I'm going to cut this right down the middle. This is just too much flashing for the top. And I'll save this piece later for another window. Make sense? Of course it does. Ah, it's miserable. Come on. Hey, some kind of sticky. Yeah. You know what? There it is. Yeah. There we go. Now shoot the piece across. Right. What I'm doing is following the directions on that website, how to install Marvin Windows, even though I'm doing it a little bit differently. The final step is that they want you to tape a piece of Tyvek like this over the window so that water can come through here. If it gets in there, drips down behind here and down, okay? But when you're doing it my method, you got to be very careful that you're not taping, the tape does not go from here to here, or else you're blocking off that flow. You just want that tape to be right on the edge of your window right here. Since I'm doing it differently than they're showing, I'm doing as much as I can as they suggest, as they show. Okay? So again, don't tape. And don't have tape go from here to here. You're going to block off the flow. So, when you are done installing any window, whether it's this Marvin type or an Anderson, in the method I am using for the side windows, so I do not exceed 8 foot 6 inches overall width in my trailer, well, I should say my tiny house, this is what it should look like. Let's see. I followed as much as I could on their website. And like I said, right here, my trim for my window is going to be right on that line. And then I'm going to caulk it, so you're not even going to see that. Now, maybe they're just trying to sell tape, but the flashing really is like tape. You peel it off, you stick it on, it's like your ultimate duct tape, right? But then they want you to tape the edge of that tape, tape the edge of the flashing to the Tyvek, like that. Which I didn't think was a bad idea, especially since I got that roll of tape for a really super deal. I probably paid $1 for it, and I got a ton of it left. Now this bottom piece of Tyvek right here. All right, do not tape the bottom part here, because if water gets on top of your sill, it wants to come through that gap that we have there and dripping down and on down instead of accumulating water on that sill. I don't know how water's going to get in there. But that's what they want you to do. Tape your corners after. So everything, now if I get rain, which we're supposed to get the tropical storm coming this way tomorrow, there should be 0 leaks. I can't see how. this is going to leak. Anyways, I have 4 more of this design window, the Marvin Integrity window, to install. Those are like huge. I think maybe, I don't know if they're the biggest they make, but they're huge. I can't even pick up that window by myself. I don't know how I'm going to get it from my basement to ground level. But in any case, no matter what window you use, Andersen or Marvin or who's ever, if you're doing it this way, I suggest to do it. Well, I don't suggest anything. This is the way I did it. If you want to do it the same way, and it goes bad for you, just don't say Wayne of Wayne's Tiny House. He did it that way. I'm gonna find out where he parks his car and flatten his tires. No. This is just what I did. You want to do it that way? Good luck. Talk to you later. Okay, this is another window I have to install, and this is the only used window that I'm going to be installing in my house. And originally all my windows were going to be used, but I found such a good deal on the new ones, therefore this is the only used one. And I only paid $20 for this one. It's almost like a 4-foot square Andersen casement window. And I am installing them the same method as the last window I put in, because it's going to be on the side. First thing I have to do is cut off these flanges that are going all the way around. Now I'm doing that with a particular tool I got in a consignment shop for 30 bucks. What a deal I got. Watch how easy it is to cut these off. Ready for this? How easy is that?